You are listening to an exclusive on PodHub Network. Your city, your podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Back to the Burgh, presented by the PodHub Network. My guest today is a Beaver Falls, PA native who was dominant on the court and on the gridiron in his days as a Tiger. Now he is a Michigan Wolverine, playing football for Jim Harbaugh. Please welcome my guest, Donovan Jeter. Donovan, how are we doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. It's good to have another Beaver County guy on here. I mean, most of my guests are Beaver County guys, but good to talk to one that's doing pretty well for himself over there in that state up north. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not an Ohio State fan, but I have a lot of friends who are Ohio State fans. So.
I mean, we're doing too well right now. Shit, we 1-3 right now, so we got some stuff to figure out. Like, we got to figure out quick.
You'll get there, man. You'll get there.
Yeah.
So let's start out talking about growing up in Beaver Falls. I mean, I didn't grow up too far from there. I mean, I think we might have played each other in high school. I went to Beaver. So what was it like growing up in Falls?
I mean, it was good. I had a great, strong family. To this day, we do. So I mean, I was blessed in that aspect. It's just that I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna say act like Beaver Falls is like Chicago or something. People are dying. It's just like it's weird because like I tell people all the time, like the best athletes I've ever seen aren't the guys I play with in Michigan or AAU with. They're back home in Beaver Falls. And like, so seeing that was kind of a motivation because you don't want to be like, oh, he used to be good in high school. Now, like, he's just back home in Beaver Falls. So, I mean, but like I said, I had a great upbringing. Like I said, strong family. In the summers, all we did was play in the streets and play street football, basketball, all that. And then I think growing in Beaver Falls, it gave me a huge advantage when I got to college because I was used to winning. Like, and I was just doing like one way, like certain, like doing it hard, attention to detail, taking like hard coaching, yelling, all that. So like I think that gave me a certain advantage. And then just growing up in that city, it comes with a certain toughness. It comes with a territory. So I mean, I think it was like growing up in Beaver Falls. I know we're a little small town, but I wouldn't trade it for any city in the world.
Yeah. So we both in high school we had winning was like the thing. Myself, I went and played Division III college ball, and we went 5-5, and just like having that winning mentality, and then having a team that like it's just not the culture. It's such a turnoff, man.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head, man. Because like right here up in Michigan, everything sucks right now. Like the weather sucks, the food don't taste as good, the water, like our drinks don't taste as good because like we're losing. So it's like you spoke on like the culture. I mean, like I said, like we come from Beaver Falls, Beaver, we're used to winning. So like when we get up here, I mean, this is the first season I think we've ever been under 500, and it literally feels like the road is ending up here. Like, so I mean, like I said earlier, we just gotta we're gonna figure it out, pull it together. But just like growing up, like everybody knows Beaver Falls for our sports, like basketball and football. So like I said, like just growing up in that environment where everything you got to work hard, you got to pay attention to detail, you got to be able to take constructive criticism, you got to be able to take the yelling, and that's when I got to college, it was like nothing new because I remember I remember my coordinator, he came up, he was like, my yelling, like my Don Brown, he was like, my yelling doesn't seem to bother you. I'm like, yo, you must not know who my dad is. Like this ain't nothing new. Like you ain't nothing like to my dad. So like, just like I said, just growing up, I think it gave me a great advantage just off the court. I mean on the field, and then off the field, like just having that, and then off the field too, like just having that, like I don't want to say chip on my shoulder. I just I always was just like hungry, like more like to prove myself. I wasn't one of them guys that came from one of them big charter schools that play like the national schedule, stuff like that. So like having that on my shoulder, it was like, Like, that helped. And then academically, I mean, believe it or not, like our school kind of prepared me for college. I mean, they can't prepare for Michigan. Like this is top level education.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Beaver Falls prepared me well for the next aspect of my life.
Yeah, and I mean, I know you're talking about like everything on the field, relating to off the field. Like I feel like football is one of the only sports where like that's where you build your character as a human being, not just a football player.
Yeah, because I mean, people don't understand. Like, I think football is like the greatest like metaphor of life. Like
Absolutely.
I think because one, you're gonna have to work with people you don't like. You're gonna have hard times. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna have highs. You're gonna have lows. Like you're gonna have to be able to adapt to certain situations. You know. And so I think it's literally the best metaphor of life. And then as you spoke on it, it builds character because like at Michigan, if you can't handle adversity, you just won't be here. Like you'll be one of those guys who gets sent back home because it's like nothing's gonna be easy. I remember I was an early enrollee for school, and like the first day of school, it was -10, and I had to walk. I didn't have a car. I had to walk the class.
Yeah.
It was almost like up to like my mid leg, and I'm just
no.
And I had to walk to class, and then obviously like sports is just brutal, but I mean it builds character. Like it like you learn to fight the adversity, and you get over it, and then it builds you into a better person. It builds you to a better athlete, better person. So I mean, like I said, football is like probably my favorite thing on earth, man. Like there ain't nothing like it.
Yeah, so that's going to bring me back to your high school days. You were a star basketball player, star football player. What made you pick football over basketball? Because, I mean, you were fantastic at both.
Yeah, I picked basketball. I mean, I picked football because, I mean, I was a 4-star recruit, and I had offers coming in. But, like, I was a 6'4" big man. So it's like, and I wasn't like a Charles Barkley where I was just going coast to coast dunking on dudes. I was like 6'4" Shaq, except I couldn't dunk. But if I'd have played basketball, I think I'd have had to lose. I mean, in high school, I was like 250. I'd have probably had to get down to like 200. I had to play like a 3-guard or 2-guard because when I played AAU, it was I had to really, and I'm glad my dad put an emphasis on ball handling because in AAU, I played on like a really, really good AAU team. I played with like 3 McDonald's All-Americans, 2 other dudes who were like 4-star football recruits. So I seen that I'd either have to lose a bunch of weight to play basketball or play football, and I love both sports, but like football always been my first love. I mean, playing even with Pee Wee football or playing over in the field with my brothers and his older friends, like I always love the contact. I always love to hit something. Like basketball is too soft for me. Like, and I joke with my family members who are basketball players. I'm like, it's too soft for me. I mean, there's a reason y'all chose basketball instead of football. Like, because at some point, like Sheldon, Lance, you know, they both played football, and I still joke with Lance. I'm like, yo, you went to Cincinnati for football. There's a reason you left. Like this ain't this ain't for the soft. Like this ain't basketball. You know, like a hard foul is considered in football like a flick. Like but I chose football because like one, like I had a deeper passion for it. I mean, I could have with a lot of work and a lot of weight loss. I probably could have had a chance at basketball. 'Cause I was getting like D1 like. I was getting some looks from like Toledo, Kent State, but like, it was just like camp invite stuff like that. So it wasn't they was offering me. But I think playing football, it feels natural, like just naturally hit something. Like you can hit something, you don't get in trouble, like you can like really violate somebody. And
hey, it's the only time you get to legally assault somebody.
Yeah, literally like top level assault. Like so, I think football is just. And it fit my personality. I mean, I grew up with 5 older brothers, and we always wanted to rough house, always wanted to wrestle. And I always, to this day, like I always want to wrestle with my brothers. Like we're all old now, so it's like, and it's I used to get like, I get bullied because I was never that. Like my cousin used to push me around. brothers used to push me now. Like now I'm the big dog. Now it's like yeah, we can like I want it now. Like you feel me? But I think playing football, like I said, fit my personality better, and it was really like my first love. I remember, from a young age, I remember just loving football. Even because when I was twerks, I played fullback, and I was little Bulldogs, little Jerome Bettis. It was like I played fullback the same year. It's like the same year the Steelers won their Super Bowl in 05.
Nice.
The next year I played it was my first year, no, my second year at Twerps. I wore 36, I was a little bulldozer, all that. And it was just, there's something about football, like something about the game, something about the physicality, something about the togetherness you gotta have to win. And it's just love it, man. Just love the game.
Yeah, man. So you brought up your family, Lance, who went to Cincinnati for football, and Sheldon, who went to Pitt for basketball. Did they help prepare you for the next level?
Yeah, definitely. Because especially with Sheldon, because Lance is he's 10 or 11 years older than me, so I don't really remember his recruiting process. But Sheldon, I was with him every step of the way. Even though it was basketball, I still remember coaches coming to the house and how to handle yourself when you're talking to coaches or you're at dinner with them or something like that. So it was a big help because I could always lean on them. My dad, I could call my dad anytime, ask him about a process not call him. I was living with him, but talking to him about it, or I could talk to Sheldon about it, talk to Lance. So it's having that in my corner is that helped a lot because it's people don't understand recruiting process is hard. It can be overwhelming sometimes. It can honestly just be annoying because sometimes coaches contacting you all hours of the day or trying to get you on the phone, trying to do this, trying to do that. And so having them in my corner, asking about it, and then, like I said, seeing Sheldon do it firsthand, really, really helped. I remember all the AAU trips, the official visits. I just so having that in front of me, having seen how he handled it, really, really helped.
So let's get into your recruiting. You originally committed to Notre Dame, right?
Yeah. So.
And then you decided to go to Michigan. So what happened there?
I mean, I think I committed to Notre Dame for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Not they're basketball. I'm shit talking.
Yeah, no.
I remember I took my official visit. It was the beginning of my senior year, and I remember I fell in love immediately with the camp and stuff like that. But I didn't really love it how I thought I did. And instead of me taking the time and taking other trips and seeing other schools, I mean, I had a few junior days to the O State, the Penn State, the Pitt, and some West Virginia, some other schools, but I never went an official visit there. And looking back on it, even when I committed to Michigan, that was my second official visit. So honestly, I wish I could have went back. I have no regrets coming to Michigan. I have no regrets at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wish if I was had to tell a young guy who was in that position, who was a big recruit, I'd tell him, yo, weigh out all your options. Try to find out as much information as you can about the school, about the team, about the stipends, about the practices, all that. Try to find out. I tell my little cousin all the time. He's on my mom's side. He's the number one offensive lineman in the class of 2021, committed to Georgia. He lived down in Georgia. And so I tell him all the time, you try to, and when he was getting recruited, I told him, yo, just try to really, really try to find much information as you can about each school. Not even don't go there. Oh, this is a big name school. This is a big name school. Really try to find out about the coaches, about camp, how spring ball is. Try to find out as much as you can. So when you do finally make that decision, it's not just based off, oh, this is a big school, so I'm gonna go there.
Yeah. So now since you've gone to Michigan, how did Jim Harbaugh convince you? Because I mean, I feel like I've seen stories of him going to people's houses, watching games with them, just like being part of the family. How did he convince you to come to Michigan?
Yeah, see, like it wasn't. Honestly, it wasn't. I mean, like don't get me wrong, he had a part to play in it, but
like obviously you want to play for Jim Harbaugh, but
yeah, but like the biggest thing was like probably at the time was Coach Madison. Like he's a legendary football coach at all levels. Like so, like, and then and then before that, Don Brown, he had the #1 defense almost everywhere he's been, and then he was at Michigan, and then it was the year the 4th and 1, like the 4th and short or whatever. State, and I seen how just dominant that defense was all year, and I was like, I want to play in that. I want to play in that system, and like so like I said, Coach Harbaugh had a part in it because it was like it's Coach. Like I said, it's Coach Harbaugh. Yeah. But I think my biggest factor was probably getting to play for Coach Madison and Coach Brown.
So when you got to Michigan, was there an option for you to play basketball? Like, would Coach Harbaugh
pick you? I wasn't that good. I wasn't that
good. Okay. No, I didn't know. Hey, I mean, I've watched you play like in high school, and I was like, this dude's just dominant. But like you said earlier, like you're 6'4" big man. Most big men in the NCAA are what, like 6'7"?
Probably now they're probably like
6'9".
They're all lanky, can jump out the gym. So I'd have really had to either find some crazy moves to pull off on them, or I had to be a guard. So, but no, there was no option to play basketball at Michigan. But I don't think I would have took it regardless. Like my love for football,
like you said earlier,
really outweighs my love for basketball. So, but when I got here. There was no option to play basketball.
Gotcha. Now, looking into the future, I believe it's your senior year, right?
Yeah, I got a year after this though. I got injured my freshman year, so I got a year.
Oh, okay. So you have one more year?
Yeah.
So looking into the future, after next year, are you looking to go into the draft, or are you just feeling it out right now? Are you for sure going to go in the draft? What's the mindset right now? I know you're a year out, but
I mean, yeah, I mean that's the goal. Wasn't to play college football, it was to be an NFL player. That's my goal since I was like 5 years old. So if God bless me with that opportunity to be a draft pick or even get picked up as a free agent like after the draft or whatever, I'm gonna try to make the most of it. Like I said, the goal has always been to get to the NFL. Like that's always been a goal. So I mean. Yeah, like I said, man, if God bless me with the opportunity, that chance to play at the next level after this is for me. I'm definitely going to give them all, take my shot with it.
Now, being a guy from Beaver Falls, did you guys talk about Joe Namath a lot? I mean, you're probably your most famous alum.
Yeah, see, like, nah,
really?
I ain't really worried about Joe Namath. I probably met him once or twice. I think we had like 7th grade or 6th grade. We had like some type of rally for him because like our practice field is named after him or something like that. I don't know. But no, I don't really know much about him. So I mean, I know he's like a great quarterback in the NFL. Like first quarterback to throw for like 4,000 yards. Yeah. But outside of that, I don't really know much about him.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like something that like you guys talked about as a team, like, hey, Joe Namath did this, like let's work to this standard. I didn't know, like, because like as someone from Beaver, I always saw Beaver Falls as obviously a dominant football team, and then secondly, that's where Joe Namath went to school. So like I didn't know how you guys from within like saw that.
Yeah, see, like I think it's like 6th or 7th grade we had like some type of, I think it was like some type of big day for him or something like that. I think it's like he was either getting honored or we were naming something after him like at the school or something. But
yeah, I remember that because they had that in his HBO documentary.
Yes, that's what it was. I remember it was something for the documentary, and I was just like, I don't really know too much about him, but I don't really know too much about him.
Gotcha. If you had a choice, I mean, this is completely hypothetical. Obviously, you're going to go to the league, but if you had a choice, what team would you want to play for? I know we talked earlier about who your favorite team is, and it shocked me, but who would you want to play for?
Believe it or not, I want to play for Pittsburgh. Like,
you do?
Yeah, because like one, I'm gonna get all the love, hometown love, all that, and then two, I mean, I really like their defense. Like I got joke about my guys, like my friends and like my family members back home, but like to this day, like I'll watch a Steelers game just to watch their defense. Like their defensive front, you can learn a lot just from watching the TV copy of their game. So you can learn a lot from like watching Cam Hayward, Big Tuitt, JJ, not JJ, but
TJ,
even Bud Dupree. Like there's a lot of things you can get out of from watching that defense. So I mean, I'd love to play for Pittsburgh, but like I said, any team that draft me won't pay me money to play football.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm glad to go. Yeah, I'll gladly go.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about what we talked about before the interview started. Your favorite teams growing up, and I said that with a plural. Just walk us through it, because you walked me through it, but I want the people to know your mindset here. So who did you start liking at first?
My first team was Philly, because like my brother, Sheldon was he's still to his credit, Sheldon is still a Philly fan. Like he's a big Philly fan. And I'm like I said, like Donovan McNabb was a quarterback. He was covering Madden. So like I was like, he got the same first name. Yeah, I'm gonna be an Eagles fan. And I like Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins, T.O., all them guys. And then I became a Saints fan, I think whenever Reggie Bush was drafted, so I think 2007, I became a Saints fan till about 2011. So, and then I was like, man, I seen something. I watched the Patriots game, and like Brady was just, he had one of those drives where there was like a minute and a half left. He just went. He was like
a Brady
driving them down the field. I'm like, I'm a Brady guy. And then, like I said, like I've always liked them. I always used to watch like the NFL documentaries, the America's games. I love watching. Like even though I wasn't a fan, like I'd watch everyone. I'll probably watch the 05 Steelers one so much that I could probably like almost recite it like word for word. Like, I could probably recite it, but like I've watched like almost every modern day one. I probably watched it 3 or 4 times, but then I became a Patriots fan. You know, we got through like 2011 to up to now. So Brady left. Now, I'm around with the Bucks now. So,
man, all over the place.
All over the place. Yeah.
Hopefully, in about a year and a half or so, you'll be stuck on one.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
I ain't got to pick a team no more.
Exactly. All right, man. Well, thanks for talking with me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Good luck to you, man.
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
Have a good one.